at 2. Now we're going.
All right, now we're back.
That was the weirdest countdown ever. It was like 6, 1, 2. Okay.
Oh, I saw the whole countdown.
Oh, you did? Oh, maybe I
Yeah.
have a faulty browser. Well, either way, I believe we're recording. We're trying something new here. We have a different streaming service. This is our free trial, so you know.
So if you only hear one of our audio, that's okay. That's okay. We're in the learning stages.
Right, and if you think if this is so much better than Zoom, we want the feedback. We want to know if it's worth the $8 a month or whatever. So
right,
you'll be our test case. But anyway, yeah, it's good to be down in the basement right now. I gotta say, it's really hot here in Portland. Is it hot in Madison, like everywhere else in the country?
No, it's like beautiful. It's sunny. I mean, during the day it gets pretty hot, but like it's usually like breezy and nice at night. It's the best weather.
It is so hot. It's gonna be 111 degrees this weekend in Portland. It's gonna I've never heard of such a thing. It's gonna beat the record by like 8 degrees or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. So I had to. The good news was I saw it coming, so I was able to get a couple AC units.
Oh, nice! Before they sell out.
Yeah. Because you can't get them now. So I've got one coming tomorrow. The other one I installed in Ginger's room this morning. But I just think it's so funny because it's like clearly the world is melting, like global warming is happening.
Sure.
But nobody will talk about it. You know, like at least like when you have like. When it's hot in your town, it's all local news. You're like watching the local news and then they still will. No one brings up. It could be like 150 degrees, and they just be like, "Whoa, it's gonna be toasty out there. Make sure
another record."
Another record. Make sure you get your yard work done in the morning, folks. It's the end of the world. But they'll never say. I was watching all the time because I was so curious how hot it was going to get. And I was like, no one brings up global warming. I think we all just want to just not think about it. And no matter, we'll be like, up to our necks in seawater and just like,
another wet one.
It's wet out there, folks. Bring your canoes.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So anyway, it's hot. And but in the basement it's not bad right now. So
isn't that's the beauty of having a basement? Like,
right?
Is LA, what other cities don't have like LA? That's not a thing. They don't have basements.
Yeah, I don't know. See, growing up in Seattle, we had a basement, but my dad finished it, so he actually made this basement here in Portland. I don't think the ceiling's high enough. I could never really do anything. So this is like a scary basement.
Yeah, we got half and half. We got the finished side and then the scary side over there.
Yeah.
It's nice. But it's nice because it's so cool down here.
Basements are the best. You're missing out if you don't have a good basement.
I know.
Card tables. Keep your card table down there.
Yeah, man. Extra chairs. Forget about it. What did you do this week? Did you perform at all this week?
Yeah. I did. So we went to New York, Heidi and I, for I did do a set at a comedy club, Stand Up New York, but it was more just to a vacation for her birthday and like our first trip away from Ginger, our daughter. We had a baby.
How was it being away from her?
It was weird. Well, so we were definitely kind of freaky at first because you have you let go of the control thing, and my parents are they're responsible, and we wrote out a list of the schedule and everything, and I was sure they were going to do a good job, but it's weird being at the airport. It's hard not to feel like Home Alone or something where you're like, oh my god, I know we forgot something, and not having the dog either, because normally we're traveling with the baby and the dog, so it's just you don't know what to do with your hands. It's like I don't know. It's such a weird feeling.
Wow, you hold your baby 24/7?
Yeah, that mostly my dog, but yeah, the baby sometimes too. But and then it was stressful because then the flight was delayed, and then they lost Heidi's luggage, and so it was took a while to get into the vacation part, and then it's short, so we're but we had so much fun. It was probably it wasn't exactly relaxing. It was more fun and exciting. And so then when we got home, we were just exhausted. But I did a gig in this gig in Utah on the way back. So I stopped in Utah on the way back. And the funny thing about that was this girl who set it up, this Sarah, was a friend of a friend, booked me. And, she was emailing me and about it. We were going back and forth on the details. And I had some questions about what it was because it's like a private event. So it was like, I wanted to make sure it was going to be set up and it was for comedy and everything. And it would take her a couple days to get back to the email, and I was getting not annoyed, but I was just sort of like, come on, I need to know this stuff. How long does it take to just reply to the email? Sometimes the questions were getting missed. Then I meet her. I've met her before, but then I speak to her at the gig. She got a new job, and her new job is one of the 4 assistants to Bill Gates. So I was like, oh yeah, I could see how a few emails from me might slip through. It's wow. I'm like, hello. She's talking to the prime minister of, India.
You're like, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?
I need to know. Will there be chairs at this show? Will I have one spotlight? How is this gonna go down? So it's in Park City though, which is super fancy and nice. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
I'm glad to be home. I'm not used to the hopping on planes I've lost that gear.
Yeah, I was at the Skyline in Appleton. It was my first time there. Did you ever do it under Cliff when it was the Comedy Cafe?
I did it once when it changed ownership.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. I think that was after the pandemic, right? Or no? I forget when it was switched.
Before. It was pre-pandemic, but after the change in ownership.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I that was one of the clubs that I started. I would go to when I was starting out all the time, and it was great. And then I had a hard time getting in there since they switched. Even though I've done Tacoma and Spokane, but yeah, I did it this weekend. And it was funny because there was a lady, the late show Saturday, I think there was a lady getting kicked out for just being obnoxious, and her excuse She wasn't even getting kicked out. She just got asked to be quiet. And she got so upset that she went to the back, where the register is, to talk to them. And they're like, no, you don't understand. We weren't talking loudly. I was yelling at the comedian. I was yelling, that was her excuse. No, I wasn't just talking loudly. I was yelling out at the show.
Right. It was a
Jeffrey Osmus was there just visiting, and we were just standing on the other side of the curtain listening. Is this lady nuts? Is this the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life? We're just laughing because she's like, no, you don't understand. We weren't talking loud. I was yelling up at the stage. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So just a direct, mean heckle. That's all.
Right.
That's like getting kicked out of the White House. No, you don't get it. I was pointing the gun at the president. I was going to assassinate. I had a reason for having the gun. I was going to assassinate the president.
Yeah, none of these other people were going to get hurt. I'm very good.
Yeah, no, I was pointing it right at the president. I would have done it and gotten out of there. It would have been over by now. If you hadn't stopped me, we would be done.
Yeah.
Stupid. Was it good other than that? I mean, was it fun? Did you have a lot of hometown folks come out and see you, or?
No, I didn't have anyone that I knew come and see me, but it was great. The 2 of the 3 shows were packed, which was super awesome. Yeah. And Saturday Late Show was a little lighter, but yeah, it just felt so good to be in a comedy club. Nobody even really talked about the pandemic, which is, just nice to be oh.
It is weird going places where it's just over. Even New York, New York, I think, just hit their vaccination rate high enough, and they were it's done here now. I mean, sometimes you go to restaurants, even the servers weren't wearing masks,
Oh,
the comedy club was packed, no masks, sold as many tickets as they could. It's over, I think to certain people, Portland, it is not over. They're still masking up and,
everywhere?
Everywhere. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, the comedy club's open. I don't know if they lifted the restrictions on capacity or not, but here. And they don't wear masks when they're seated at the tables, but they're still wearing them in and out of the bathrooms.
Oh, okay.
Like that. But yeah, in New York, it felt like it was the first time I'd felt totally past it. psychologically. Like you would go like hours without thinking about it, inside like a bar or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's weird.
But Madison's different, right? Madison's not like Appleton. Madison's probably still pretty.
Yeah, they have. You don't have. If it's a lot of it. If you are not vaccinated, please wear a mask. And then there are still some shops where they'll say on the door, you got a masks are required in here.
Yeah.
So it's kind of 50-50, which just makes me forget my mask even that much.
Oh, I know. Now I've forgotten my mask. This is the first time in like a year and a half I forgot my mask like twice in the last 3 weeks. And it's like it's the worst because you're like, there's got to be one in the car. So then you're like looking in the glove box and like, could this work as a mask? It's like a McDonald's napkin or something. And
you got these people. Oh, just need to pay for my gas.
You're standing. I ordered coffee from like outside the coffee shop. It's like, I'm sorry, I forgot my mask. And I think she was just like, you can just come inside, sir. I'm sure she was vaccinated and didn't care. So
I don't give a shit. It's my last day, sir, or whatever. I love is like Target, like a lot of places will have a box full of those disposable masks that, the kind that I've been wearing the same one for 6 months that have shit stains all over it. And I just love it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just take a couple. I'm like, because those are the only ones that don't hurt my ears.
Oh, really?
They all pull on the back of my ears. Yeah.
I know. I have some that definitely hurt my ears. And then when we were double masking, it like double hurt my ears. Because it was like putting a rubber band around so many times and all of a sudden it snaps. Yeah. So like I was at the Milwaukee airport one time and they were handing out masks for free, or they just had like a dispenser and they were like cloth masks. I took like 10 of those.
Ooh, nice.
But then they were like too small for my face, so it was a backfire.
You can give them to Trudy. That's so funny you said that. I wish I had a picture I could show you. I don't know where it is, but like one of our first Christmas cards we did was me and Aaron. This was right after, Edie was probably, she was probably 11 months old. She was probably, it was her first Christmas. So we just had her in a diaper on the floor next to us. And we were standing next to the tree holding Batman. And then on the wall is a framed picture of Batman. It was pretty funny. So that's the one we've been chasing. That's the one we've been trying to top. And I don't think we've topped that one. It was pretty...
I know, we've got to brainstorm. If anyone has any ideas for Johnny's next Christmas card.
Yeah. Send them in. Leave a 5-star review.
We're starting early. We're starting in June.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting the brainstorming process.
It's an important thing.
Oh, man. Yeah, so busy weekends. Comedy's back, pandemic.
Comedy's back, baby.
Seems like it's over, at least for us, and but we're still doing the podcast. See, this wasn't
That's right. We're dedicated.
Project.
We're improving the podcast, even.
We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, you're right. We'll see.
But
depends on our feedback.
Yeah.
Sound quality. We're just talking sound quality. Content sure improving.
If the show has sucked so far, I mean, look, that's not. It's pre-show banter. You don't know what you're going to get in pre-show banter. We make no guarantees about
it's a grab bag.
Keep your criticisms to the quality of the recording, not the content of the show, please.
Yeah, we'd like to blame a third party if at all possible.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh man, it is nice. We're guest free again. Ooh.
Oh,
the way it was meant to be.
Especially that last one.
Woof. Yikes! Woof. Well, that's not even out yet.
No, it's funny because Mike, our previous guest, who's very funny, he'll text.
Well, how are they going to know who we're talking about? It's not out yet.
No, when this.
I know. I'm just pretending I'm you.
Right. I still don't. I really before I sounded confident there, but I did work it out in my head before I launched into that sentence.
Yeah.
But Mike actually listens to the show every week, and sometimes he'll text me, but he won't preface it with like, "Hey, I was listening, and I think XYZ." He'll just be right as if I'm saying it. Like he'll be listening to me on the podcast and then just text as if I just said it. So I don't know. Like he's like, you have no idea what you're talking about when it's, and I'm like, I don't know which, you know. And then it's like, I barely remember anything we say on this unless you put it in the clip.
Right.
You know, I can't stand the sound of my voice, so it's hard for me to listen. So it's like sometimes he'll like call me out on stuff I have no memory of saying at all.
That's hilarious. And you're like, yeah, I totally agree with you. Why would I have said that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's funny though, because now every time, and I started biking. Did I talk to you about this? I'm doing the triathlon this weekend.
Well, you threw it in there in a text to me or an email or something. But, we haven't talked about it. No.
Yeah, so I'm doing my first triathlon this Saturday, and so that's exciting. With zero, well, here's the thing. So I've been running, so the running will be no problem. But it's the swimming and the biking. So I went biking, and I was very in my head the whole time, like, oh my gosh, is Mike gonna think am I a poser? Am I a poser right now? Is he gonna be mad at me? Half my bike ride was on the sidewalk, so I'm thinking, okay, he wants me to burn in hell. Yeah, and anytime I see a biker, I'm always like, is that what he would think is a weekend warrior? Is that what he was talking about? He seemed very angry about bikers.
Yeah. So how do you feel? Do you feel confident now on the bike?
Oh no, yeah, the biking will be great. The biking, I went for the same distance as the race is going to be, and I was pulling Phoebe in the little dually wagon behind my bike the whole time, so that'll be fine. But the swimming,
are you going to bring Phoebe with you on the actual triathlon?
I think most kids,
most
people will
hold her ahead of you.
Yeah, and then I'll carry her while I run. But the swimming, I'm very nervous about. And I haven't swam in ages. I mean, I know how to swim, obviously, and I have swam, but like, I was like, oh, it's going to suck. It's going to be 7 a.m. I got to get in a lake or a quarry, I guess it is. Yeah, it's going to suck. Cold. And I was like, okay, as long as you don't drown, you're fine. But I got in, so I went to visit my buddy during the day this weekend, and he's at Elkhart Lake, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to go swim around that floating. I'm going to get in the lake, swim around that floating dock, and come back, which is not far at all.
Yeah.
And I got out, and I think I was nauseous and dizzy. Thought I was going to throw up for about 20 minutes. So I was like, not good. Then I called my brother Luke, who has done like 20 triathlons, and I told him, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Should I be concerned? He's like, no, I've never done a triathlon and not felt dizzy when I get out of the water. So, okay. I don't know. I don't know if that's comforting, if that's good or bad. I might have to just sit down next to my bike before I get on it, so I don't puke. But
you're confident you can do the length of swimming. See, the swimming, I think I'd feel the best about of the three. I'm probably a better swimmer than I am by far better swimmer than I'm a runner. The bike ride, I think, would be okay, but I don't know. I shouldn't be too cocky. The thing that would scare me about the bike ride, if it's too long, is my ass. Does your butt hurt? That like, I get the horrible.
It didn't the one time I rode my bike, but I remember normally when I would ride my bike. Yeah, that's a factor. Your butt.
Oh my gosh, it hurts so. I mean, like if you do it a lot, you just must develop new muscles or.
Well, I think you get calluses on your chode.
Yeah, you get chode calluses.
Right.
Chalices.
Right. That's what they call it.
The chalices.
Yeah.
You just walk
Bikers
around.
know. Mike knows all about that.
Yeah, Mike knows about it.
Oh, he's probably got some really hard chalices on his chode.
Yeah, you can see him through his shorts.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Lord, are those are the worst hemorrhoids I've ever seen? No. Actually, quite the opposite. These are my pain-preventing chalices.
Yeah. Or chode callus to the layperson.
Chode callus to the uninitiated.
Right. To the non-biker. To the weekend warrior.
Yeah, to the noobs. Yeah. To the amateurs. They're going using the full word.
No, but it's funny because I have my bike is, it's like a cross bike. It's not, I'm going to be the only one that looks like he's on a mountain bike riding this thing. I was going to be wearing swim trunks.
Is it a
everyone
flat?
Else is probably going to be in a Speedo. I have no idea. Probably not.
You're going to be wearing board shorts.
That's what I was going to. And then my brother was like, you got to get triathlon shorts. So I bought these $60 shorts you could swim in, bike in, and run in.
Are they skin tight?
But they're they're tight, so you're going to be able to see my penis head, So, but whatever. As long as I'm not self-conscious about that.
Are you going to stuff a little bit? Or are you going to
Oh yeah, I'll put a couple cucumbers in there.
Yeah. This guy's got 3 dicks. That's a good way to get a steroid test, to be honest with you. It's like, can we run the blood work on Mr. 8 Balls over there? I have a feeling he might be on some testosterone. He's grown multiple genitals.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, but Erin took a look at the shorts and she was like, "Huh, that's weird. You can't see your wiener." I said, "Well, there's a lot of like space, under the tank." So
oh
there's,
yeah,
like,
you don't.
space.
You don't understand how it works.
Yeah, she doesn't get it.
Well, I'm rooting for you, dude. Are you gonna try and win, or is it like just you want to finish?
No, for that 20K, my goal was under 2 hours. I achieved that, and this one, I just don't want to drown swimming or throw up while I'm biking. But I know I'll be able to finish it. I have no clue how long it'll take. But yeah, my goal is just to finish it. I have no time restraints.
Do you, on the bike, is it hills or is it just pretty flat?
I'm sure it's hilly because it's, I don't know, we're in Dane County, Wisconsin. I don't know.
Haven't you scouted? You have not scouted the...
I mean, I looked at the map, but it's the map. They don't show you hills.
You need one of those topography maps, with the elevation guides on it.
But what good's that going to do? Is it just going to scare me? It's not going to change anything,
No. It'd be helpful because you could live in dread before. That's what I like to do.
That's
I like
right.
to look
I didn't
up
think about that.
how bad something is and then ruin my life until that thing happens.
Well, that's basically what I did with swimming. Because that was a hard swim, and it was like, to the end of my basement and back.
All right. What about what's your stroke? What do you go?
Well, I think it's going to have to be freestyle because that's just what everyone does. But that's what's going to make me dizzy because my head's going like this the whole time. So maybe if I get like weird or like nauseous, I'll just start breaststroke for a while.
Yeah,
which takes up the most room though.
To go relaxing or like go on your back, do a little backstroke or something. I always like that's what I like about swimming. You ever get tired, you go on your back or side or something and take the weight off.
Can you float on your back?
Yeah, a little bit. Dude, you know what's crazy?
I can, but my legs always start going down, and then I have to I can't just relax and float.
Oh yeah, that happens to me too. I have to like think about keeping my legs up when I do it. So that happens to me too. But man, my mom, we were in Palm Springs, and my mom could float forever. I don't think she would ever she could tread water or float just indefinitely.
That's crazy. I can't do that.
Live in the ocean if she wanted to.
Wow, Karen. Wow.
So give it for Karen.
Give it for Karen.
She's a frog.
She can float.
She can float. So, well, that's gonna be. So when is it again? It's next week.
It's set. Well, here's the thing: it's this Saturday. My sister is driving up from Omaha late with her kids on Friday night, so they're gonna get in at 2 a.m. The race starts at 7 a.m. So she'll be on no sleep, and I have a show Friday night, so it'll be a late night the night before, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's this Saturday.
Oh, it's exciting.
Very exciting.
I feel like, man, you're putting me to shame. One of these days, I'm going to get on here and talk about some sort of athletic activity that I've done.
That's my only thing, though.
It won't be.
Last month, I did 140 miles. This month, I have done 21 miles, and we're on the 24th.
No, but that's the difference between you and me. You count miles, and I count steps. Like, whoa, broke the 8,000 step barrier today.
You're keeping track of your monthly steps?
Yeah, I do. Where's my medal stand? Do I go up for that? The 8,000? Yeah. Or do you have to? Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you need is an app. That's what motivates me is these stupid digital medals you get where it's like, ooh, I got my third 3 times in a week medal. That's why I ran over 100 last week because I wanted to get that little ding.
But it's on your phone, right? Do you have to carry your phone on you when you run?
Yeah, well, you can log it later, but then it won't show you a map of where you ran. Like if my brother does that, if he goes on his treadmill and he logs it, it counts, but in my eyes, there's an asterisk. You know what I mean?
Because you could log whatever you wanted.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, buddy, that's pre-show banner, is what that is.
That is pre-show banner.
Do you need backup this week? Is a question.
All right, yeah, I'll go first. Okay, so this is the main one. This is the big one. The people on social media that are posting what I don't understand. I think it's stupid and it annoys me, and I don't know why. The whole thing, like all these things, like ruin a movie title by changing one word to foreskin.
Right.
Like, how is that? It's not funny. It's not fun. It's not creative. Anyone that does it is like, oh, that was a good, Snow White and the Seven Foreskins. Ah, genius. Like, how is that funny? How is that funny?
It's not funny, and it's like, I'll back you up, of course. It's just as, I think, like, people got too smart about social media. I think that's what happened. Because they all figured out, like, when people started using the word algorithm, like, oh, you got to figure out the algorithm, that's when you knew it's like, no one's just on social media anymore for fun. Like, there's a few people, there's some moms, and there's some, cousins on Instagram who just like to follow a few sports teams and their kids and see what's going on. But then everybody, just regular people now, they've all, like, they're trying to game it to get as much engagement and.
So that's what it is. They're just trying to get people to.
They aren't actually curious to see how many movies could be ruined by changing the name to foreskin. That doesn't, honestly, they're not even probably reading them. They're just like, what is a question I can pose on here that will get the most people? Because I make fun of it. I think
you know what? I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start doing that.
Totally.
Just start doing this thing I fucking hate. Just
be like, man, I've heard a lot of horrible things about the Holocaust. What do you guys think? Bad or good?
Yeah,
everyone's like, well, I have to say bad. I can't. I've seen this now. If I don't say bad, he may think it's good, Right.
Yeah.
But it's like my wife follows this Instagram influencer, mommy blogger type person, and she's doing that, and I always overhear it, and she's doing it constantly, and it's like, hey, what do you guys think about the color red? What is one of your favorites or no on red? Sound off. Go ahead. Let me know. It's just like there's no ideas. It's just.
Oh my God.
I mean, and it's a prison of their own making, but they're like, every day they get up and they're like, I have to be on this thing. I have to do something that creates people interacting with me. And it must be a nightmare to be like, they can't take a day off. They're like, if I take one day off, maybe I get out of the system or, so.
I'll drop in the algorithm. But it's like, It's not just those. It's like, there's millions out there, tell me that you farted without telling me you farted. And it's like, what? That's what I think. I don't like the ones where it's like gives you an order, where it's like telling you what to do. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm just scrolling,
I hate that construct. I hate that phrase construction. Anyways, it got used on me the other day. I posted so this is funny because I made fun of primary care doctors on the podcast, and then I did a bit about it, and I posted the bit on TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I stepped in a hornet's nest there.
Yeah.
All these, I somehow got the primary care doctor section of TikTok got a hold of it, and they're just upset. Just not
running your numbers up. That's good.
The one thing they don't have to outsource is their lack of sense of humor, because they are upset. They go and so what made me think of that is one person posted like, "Tell me you don't know anything about medicine without telling me you don't know anything." I was like, okay, I get it.
Tell me you don't know anything about comedy without telling me.
But then they're like, they're just like long, and they're all arguing with each other, because then some people then were coming back on them, and they were like, who don't like primary care doctors, so they're all going back and forth. And then finally I was like, but you guys are all doctors, like you're arguing in TikTok comments. Doesn't that prove my point? Like, shouldn't you be like reading a book about diseases or something? How much time are you supposed to be spending on TikTok? If I was going to the doctor, I knew they were just on TikTok commenting on a obscure stand-up comedian's video, I'd be a little nervous,
Yeah. Like, do you need a few minutes to refocus before you refer me to someone else?
They're all mad, they're taking it out on their patient.
Yeah.
You feel this? Yes, I feel it. God, what is wrong with you?
That's so funny. Like, there's nothing better than reading those comments. I mean, I'm sure, like, you ever go on Facebook and read the comments on your Dry Bar special clips? Mm-hmm. Ooh, that is some good reading right there. People are like, this guy, in my relationship, we have equal partnership.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. She needs to learn, or it's like, oh my gosh, what a terrible wife. I'm like, these are jokes. I
get, they all think I'm gay. So then it's like, I say my girlfriend or fiance at the time, I don't know. They're like, oh, this guy, he's gay. And then my hair is legitimately, it's a bad haircut. And that's just, it was a bad hair day. I don't blame the Dry Bar people, but I don't think they helped me with the way they try to do some stuff with my hair. And that gets it. And then moms get mad at me because I make fun of my mom. And they're like, it's like, honestly, the lightest touch of a joke on my mom. I think I call her crazy.
Yeah.
Who hasn't called their mom crazy? And like people really upset. And then at one point I say I see her like 2 or 3 times a year because I live in a different city.
Right.
Like, a plane ride away. Like that's going home quite a bit. Like you only see your mom 3 times a year. You don't deserve her. And I was like, some people are in the army. They don't see their mom.
Jesus Christ.
That's so. It's insane. The comment section. But what I love about TikTok, what I love about TikTok comments is that app. Like Facebook feels kind of real, but even though the Dry Bar one I don't take personally because I'm like, these aren't. I don't think of it as real people, The TikTok ones, I'm for sure are just.
They're part of the Dry Bar community. They are not real people.
Yeah, they're not real. But the TikTok people, I'm like, these cannot be real life human beings. It just does not bother me at all. People could say the worst heinous things. Like if you said it on my Instagram, it would really hurt my feelings. For some reason on TikTok, I'm way less invested. So I just throw stuff. I check, and it's just hilarious to me. People are mad.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, and you're right about it being just any light, like the joke that gets the most flack is like, oh, I ordered a Coke from the waitress, and my wife was like, oh, he's had plenty. He's good. And then the waitress leaves, and I'm like, what the hell? And people are like, I would never. My husband. He's a big boy. He can order what he wants. I would never cancel his orders. Like, are you? What are you? Yeah,
that's what I'm making fun of.
Yeah, jeez.
I know people are nuts. People are, but I think it's that thing. It's like who's gonna comment? Most people just watch and laugh and then don't think to leave a comment. Regular people. The crazy people are the ones who like, oh, he's gonna hear about this. And they have the time.
Yeah.
Oh, that happened to me too. So like, the other annoying thing, as long as we're talking about internet comments, so I noticed like Conan is doing his last show tonight. Mm-hmm. So I noticed a lot of people were like saying like if they were on Conan, they did this nice thing about, hey, thank you, and it was a great experience, and it was for me too. So I was like, I'm gonna say like a few nice words and to congratulate them and everything and thank them for having me on the show. And so I post these pictures, and it's of 6 years ago. I look insanely different. No mustache, much younger. Like you can tell it's from 6 years ago.
I saw it. You look like you're like 38 or something. But go on.
No, that's what's funny is Dave Yates, the previous guest, and Ryan Dalton, both were like, oh my God, you've gotten so old, or oh my God, you look so young in this. And I'm like, guys, when I did that set, I was doing a joke about how people think I look old for my age. So even back then, people thought I looked old, and now you think I look old compared to that. It's like, this is not going well for me.
That's hilarious.
So anyway, I post that thing, and then on Facebook, all these people are like, congratulations! Oh my God, when is it going to air? And I'm like, you idiots. Read the thing. Look at the picture. You think I'm Conan's final guest? You think that he was like, okay, I've got one more show. Who could wrap this whole thing up for me? I know. Stand-up comedian Andrew Slater.
Let's get that old-looking comedian.
Let's get that old-looking comic who's not actually old.
That's hilarious. That'd be so funny if I'm like scrolling through reading the comments on your post and people are like, oh my God, Andrew, I always believed in you. It's so awesome. So proud of you. And then like, your response is, you're a fucking idiot. This is old.
That's what I did. People are like,
I don't want you as a fan.
we're so proud of you. And I had to be like, guys, read that. So I had to, because there's nothing worse than like, I mean, comedy's hard enough, but there's nothing worse than having to explain to people that you didn't get something you weren't even up for.
Right.
No. Like, no, actually, you have, so I had to like make a comment underneath it clarifying the situation. But
that's hilarious.
Anyway, I was like, just listen to the podcast, guys. It's pretty cool too. Okay.
Yeah, it's very cool. Oh, we should have been doing it back then. Imagine a plug from Conan.
Oh yeah.
That I hit our numbers.
You're like, this next comedian, you might be able to see him or hear his podcast, The Cavalry. Give it up.
The Cavalry. He must be religious. Anyway, it's Andrew Slater. You got to start your set. It's actually Cavalry. So anyway.
Idiot. Anyway.
No. Jeez, Conan.
Learn how to read, dude.
Yikes.
But yes, no, I'm backing you up. Those prompts are very annoying, very transparent, and like have never like it reminds me of At Midnight. Did you ever do any of the At Midnight hashtag wars, like any of that stuff?
Oh, yeah, but not consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
that. That was such a genius gaming of the system because people might not remember, but it was like a whole television show where they would get people, they like might read your tweet on the show if you tweeted like to the prompt. So it'd be like, world's worst detective or something, and you try to come up with funny things, and you'd include the hashtag and tag the show. It's like all this free advertising from like every, emerging comedy.
Yeah, that is genius.
Yeah. So, but they were just early on it.
And then they stopped it. Right?
And then they stopped it, and Chris Hardwick had like a Me Too thing, and so his is a Me Too one that where you're like, I don't remember what it like. You know what I mean? There were so many right in a row.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was.
See, I shouldn't be airing out his business, I guess. But
oh boy,
his was vague enough where I honestly cannot remember how serious it was. So I probably shouldn't talk about it.
Listen, we should just talk about someone act like they got canceled that didn't at all. So people are like, oh wait, who should I hate now?
Yeah. Well, it is funny. Guy? Like when that happens, I feel bad for the people who get canceled, but they get just lumped in with like the horrific people who also. I mean, they got canceled, but then they also go to jail. Like
yeah.
It's weird because in my mind they're all the same. It's like you had a show and now you don't. Like I don't know. Right. I can't go into every case and remember everybody's sins. So you either grab somebody's ass at a party or you like had a sex dungeon and slaves for 30 years and like, you're all in the same boat. Get out. Yep. You're out of show business.
You're all done. Oh man. Okay. Do you think we've said anything on this podcast within the past year that would get us canceled?
Yeah. I think about that a lot, like, because now what they do is, like, I saw that they did this to Megan Rapinoe, I'm not sure how it is. She's a soccer player, and she's very outspoken and liberal, and she had she's a new, like, what's it called? Victoria's Secret isn't doing like the traditional angel models anymore. They're doing more like interesting people, and so she's one of them. And so I don't know, somehow that pissed off people, or maybe it's her politics that pissed off people. I don't know, but these like trolls went up and dug up, like they looked for a tweet from her,
like old ones.
So 2011, she said something like, "Oh, the way you're closed your eyes, you look Asian," to like one of her teammates. And so then it was like all this Stop Asian Hate, and they're bringing that up and trying to get her canceled. And I'm like, oh, if that gets you canceled, and you can go back to 2011, like, there's no way I would serve. I mean, I'm sure there's something.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone can be confident because you're constantly updating what's like,
where the line is.
Exactly, socially acceptable. And not that makes it okay or good, but it's just like, no one told you that back. You said something like that back then. So I'm sure this.
And even that, I mean, that's like the thing, my wife said, where she was like, "Oh, you look so young," to an Asian woman. Like, "Oh my God, I never would have guessed." Like,
right?
She got told, that's kind of offensive. Don't.
Yeah,
I forget
totally.
what the word was. It was like, what? I was complimenting a coworker saying.
That's the thing. So it's
it's because she's Asian.
But that is the dream, right? To get this podcast successful enough that it gets one of us a major opportunity that gets taken away because we said something on this podcast to get it successful enough.
Right.
To get the opportunity. That's the whole dream. That's all you can ask for.
That's the dream. That's why we do this.
Yeah. There should be someone should invent like a artificial intelligence that can go back and scrub your entire internet history of anything. Like just pick out.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, I wonder if there's a service where you can be like, yeah, here's my handle. Here's the subscription.
Yeah, but
just comb my history.
Yeah, there's so much though. Like, I guess if other people can find it, then that service should be able to find it. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. So.
Well, I do feel backed up. Let me ask you this: do you ever respond? And this is another one. Is this one that people do? I guess they all do this just for the algorithm to get hits and comments. But the ones where it's like, if you don't remember unfolding the cassette insert to read the lyrics, then you're not old enough. It's like, or it just says, who remembers unfolding the. It's like, who gives it? That's what? Why are you asking me this? What?
It's not funny. I know exactly what you're talking about. They're like, if you didn't ever use the straw to open your ecto cooler, like this, then you never. Like, shut up, just shut up, please. Like, if you
that's another pet peeve I have. It's like even jokes, like people, and I'm sure I have friends that like, and I'm sure I have dumb jokes, but like. When people make jokes about blowing in the Nintendo game,
oh yeah,
I can't. I'm always like, I just get. Maybe it's the comedy nerd in me, but I'm just like, everyone, you need to stop laughing. That wasn't a joke. He's just recalling a memory. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, we used to do that. What's the joke? That's what you did to get it to work.
It's just the nostalgia bone is very strong. Like people, the whole movie business. Like look at like Transformers, all that stuff. That nostalgia thing is powerful.
I totally agree, and it is for me too because I love all that stuff. But it's not a joke. Like that's the thing. Like I can enjoy it, but I'm not going to laugh. Like, oh my God, we did do that.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't laugh. I wish that would be funny though if there's someone who was actually old enough to where their nostalgia is no longer. You know what I mean? Like, no one's
talking about.
Like,
hey, you're a comedian trying to make references.
Remember when you had to go to the stable to get your? Now you can click your car open, but I remember when you had to wind the front of it with a crank. Remember this? Remember how you had to take the metal rod and stick it into the front of the engine and crank it?
Who's with me? This guy knows what I'm talking about.
And your horn went, "Oh God!" Remember that, everybody? Do you remember driving around and Henry Ford was in the news?
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't remember.
I don't remember that at all. And then he pulls out his.
How long? So the slide whistle is just always there.
I've had it for like 6 episodes, just waiting for opportunities.
Wait. Hang on.
I used it for the first time with Mike.
I want to see.
Ooh.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. That was
okay. See,
loud.
I can do sound effects now too. So that's one of the upsides to Riverside.fm. This thing that we're trying. So. That was you broke out the slide whistle, and now I got all excited. I wanted to try.
Do all the toys.
Yeah, but
all right. Well, I feel backed up. Let's hear what you need backup on.
Oh, okay. So this is going to be an easy one for you. It's in a familiar world that we touch on here on the Cavalry quite often in the world of customer service. And I got a call. I think I was calling Alaska Airlines, some luggage situation. And again, I love Alaska Airlines, and I feel like I rag on them here a lot. They've really fallen off. So they lost my wife's luggage, whatever, it happens. But then it was a direct flight, and the flight was delayed 5 hours. So they're like, oh, we had a belt malfunction or something. But I was like, still, it was a direct flight. The flight was delayed 5 hours. How is it possible to lose the luggage? Where could it have been made? And mine was there. So I was like, I know that, and they went in together, but whatever. So I call, and it was one of those things where you're on hold, but they offer you the option to get called back. Do you take that option?
Honestly, I'm 50-50. If I have the time, I'll be like, no thanks.
Because a lot of times it doesn't work out. Because it's like they call back once, and if you don't happen to be by your phone, then it's like you have to start the whole process over.
Yeah, exactly.
I do it, though, because we're on vacation. I don't want to spend my whole time on hold. And then they called back, and I answered. And then it's a robot that says, are you there? Or hit 1 when Mr. Slater is available. I'm like, I answered the phone. Like, my secretary isn't, you know what I mean? How powerful do you think? You guys get a lot of, like, CEOs calling Alaska Airlines customer service? So I hit 1. And they're like, okay, please wait while we connect you with an agent. And then they put me back on hold until an agent. And I was like, the whole purpose of the callback system. So here's what I need backup on. If you're going to do the callback system, the agent should just call you. Whoever is going to be the one helping with you, they call. And then when I pick up the phone, it's them on the phone. I don't want to do the callback. The callback system should not be, get put back on hold, and then hopefully it's shorter than the original hold. This is very anticlimactic. It's very disappointing.
I agree. It's a middle finger to the customer, and they do it because they want to save that 30 seconds for each call. They want to be like, we don't want our employees to be wasting any time picking up and dialing and waiting for it to ring. We'll just let the computers do all that so that the customer can wait until we can just hit a button and say we're here.
I ended up giving up because I was like, I waited on hold the second time 7 minutes. 7 minutes waiting the second hold. It's like a hold within a hold.
You would think they'd call you back when there's at least an agent about ready, not 7 minutes away.
That's what I'm saying. So if you're going to do the callback system, you got to. And also, I think the person should just be on the phone when you pick up the phone,
Yeah.
And then, because otherwise it feels a little bit like a power move. Like you have to wait outside their office. Until you get there. Like, okay, we'll let them know that you're here. You wait here, and then we'll go get the big shot. And I'm sitting there twiddling my thumbs,
It's a total power
getting
move.
Nervous. It's a power move. It's a negotiation tactic.
It just gives you more time to be in your head and be like, fuck this company. Fuck this company. Fuck this company.
I know. And then, I don't know. It was weird. They Alaska Airlines kind of screwed up a little bit on this trip, and they were so bad on the way out there. They were just initially threw out hey, we're sorry, you can have $100 credit to your next and I think $100 credit towards your next flight because of the delay and all that stuff. And it's to me, when it's they're just throwing out their opening salvo, it's just an invitation to go, oh, okay, no, I want more, but I don't have it. Once they give you it, it really works. It buys me off. I'm like, all right, fine. I don't have to call and complain now.
That's funny. As I feel like that happens. I feel like my line where I get bought off is a lot lower than Aaron's, because I feel like there's multiple times where I'll get off the phone and be like, hey, listen to what I got. And she'll be like, what?
Yeah.
That's what they want you to take that. Are you kidding? Do you know what they did? No. And I'm like, oh, sorry. Maybe don't have me repeatedly do this shit since I suck at it so badly. That's what we did. We ordered a camping thing, a queen bed, a queen, blow up mattress thing. It's supposed to be really good. It was like expensive, and it showed up. And we ordered it from She ordered it from Walmart, their website, and then we get a Amazon package with a twin size bed and a gift receipt. And we're like, what the hell? Why is this coming from Amazon? And why it's the wrong thing, so we call Walmart, and we're like, hey, you guys fucked up. We bought this from you. This didn't even come from you. And they're like, oh, well, we do that through a third party, and they don't have any queens. So, you know what? We normally don't do this, but we'll give you a total refund. And that's all they were offering. And in my head, I'm like, well, I mean, fuck you, Walmart. I already hate them, and but they can't do anything. And my wife's like, no. We're keeping the twin, and they're giving us a queen for free. And I'm just like, well, I don't know how that's supposed to happen. They don't have them. But whatever.
They have to go beg Amazon, like, hey, can you help us out, Amazon? We really screwed up here, and they're mad. They're really mad. So if you could just give us a queen. I know we're both trillion-dollar businesses, right, and this means nothing to us, but we can't afford to go down. We don't even have them. We never thought to carry Queen Air mattresses, so.
Yeah.
That's so funny that they just all, it's like, you think you're buying something from Walmart, and it comes from, so even Walmart just shops at Amazon.
Yeah, I guess so. And it didn't even say, like, when we got it, we're like, what the hell? Did someone send us this? Because it's like, it's like from, David's shop. And it's like, what? It says nothing about Walmart anywhere in there. We're like, this must be, because the only reason we know is because we just ordered a queen, which this isn't a queen.
That is so funny. Amazon's prices are so good. Walmart was like, we can't compete with this. We're just going to shop there and mail it to people.
Yeah. Let's give them a gift receipt so they can deal with it.
Yeah, the Walmart people are like, we don't want to leave the house, It's very easy. We have a Prime membership. We'll just ship it to you. No. That's hilarious. But yeah, that happens with Heidi and I too, where it's like, are you ever on the phone and then she's like, tell him this and then say this and then do that. And then I'm talking and then she's like, no, but remember, say to and I'm like, and I'm talking, and then she's asking me what they said. I'm like, why? You should be on the phone. You should be the one doing this.
Why? Yeah. Why am I a middleman for no reason at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, wait. I think we have to wrap this up soon.
Do you feel backed up?
Do I feel backed up? Wait. Oh, yeah. I was the one getting backed up. That's right.
Yeah.
But we have a sponsor.
Oh, yeah.
We have a sponsor. We're going to play an ad.
Guys,
podcast
do me a favor. Go smell the soap you're using. Think it smells good? You're a fucking idiot. It smells terrible. That's why there's Dr. Squatch's natural soap. It's soap that makes you smell like a guy.
If my man smelled like Dr. Squatch soap, I wouldn't be able to keep my hand off of him. Or out of him.
You gotta ask yourself, do you want to smell like a man, or do you want to smell like a stupid girl?
Hey!
No matter what kind of guy you are, Dr. Squatch has got you covered. We've got all the manly scents, like tire store waiting room, extended stay America gym locker room, and knee brace. Plus a bunch more. Look at you. You're probably still using the same stupid soap your mommy picked out for you back when she was wiping your hairy ass. Not me. I use Dr. Squatch. Which scent do I use? Well, personally, I'm a highway gas station bathroom scent kind of guy. But you gotta decide which scent is right for you. Maybe you're an old Milwaukee spilled on a basement carpet guy. Maybe you're the type of guy that walks into a room and makes all the ladies say,
"You smell like a gun."
Whatever type of guy you are, Dr. Squatch has got your scent. Listen, at the end of the day, when you walk into your man cave, is it covered in doilies and children's artwork? Or does it have a bunch of dirty underpants stuck to the walls by their skid marks, like mine? So you can keep going to Sephora and buying dumb lady soap if you want, or you can man up and subscribe to Dr. Squatch's monthly subscription service, where we send you a new bar of soap every day. The choice is up to you. Order today and use the promo code BUTTHAIR, and we'll send you a free bottle of Dr. Squatch's beard oil. We have both football scents and business meeting scent. It's time to smell like a man and get with Dr. Squatch. I'll see you at the horse races.
Okay. Well, I screwed that up because I think I was talking when it started, but you guys get it.
Yeah, that's our sponsor.
That's our sponsor. So thank you to Dr. Squatch. And thank you, Johnny. What a good, fun episode, right?
That was great. Yeah, thank you, Andrew. Oh, yeah, this is perfect. Keeping it tight.
Keeping it tight. We are, for full transparency, the reason why I'm rushing us off is because this is a free trial, and we only get an hour recording. And I'm not sure I want to pay for it yet. So
yeah,
that's the episode. If you want more, we're going to be doing the post-show banner, probably over on Zoom, and you can get that on the Patreon, patreon.com/Cavalry Podcast. Bonus episodes, T-shirts for the highest tier, sketches.
Oh yeah, we got merch coming. I ordered some merch, so we have some merch for our Patreon members. I'll be sending out.
Merch is coming. So thank you everybody for listening, and keep a lookout for live shows on our calendars. And that's it. So that's the thank you. How do I do it? Thank you for listening to
The Cavalry. Leave a 5-star review.